What is up, guys? This is Jared Spalding here, and I'm doing another list video. Today will be 5 reasons why you should invest in silver, and this is kind of for either the people who aren't too sure about it yet, people who are looking at silver as an investment opportunity, but they're not sure if it's a worthy investment, or for the people who are, a little skeptical about it and don't think that it has any potential, or, just for one reason or another are kind of against silver stacking, then this is for you. Now, the first reason I want to talk about is, and this is really refers to generic bullion or just constitutional junk, any low premium stuff, but it's a great way to hold real tangible wealth. Now, what I mean by this is, you see, the dollar, there's not a finite amount of dollars, there's an infinite amount of dollars, and therefore, it can be inflated to the extreme, which we've already seen. I mean, you look over time from, let's say, 1964 to today, and you're looking at your 700% inflation on that money. So, that basically what that means is you're slowly being robbed if you're holding on to dollars. Over time, inflation is robbing you. Silver, however, cannot be inflated. There's not an infinite amount. There is a finite amount of silver, and therefore, holding onto the silver over time as inflation increases, the value of silver will grow. Bubbles are possible, and if the U.S. economy does somehow collapse, which I'm not saying it will or won't, but if it does, then in that situation you would have a way to basically still have wealth, even though anything you would have held on to in terms of paper currency would be gone. And also, I feel like at that point manipulation would be over on silver. It would be non-manipulatable, if that's even a word. I don't even know. Probably not, but basically, since the U.S. currency, U.S. one of the big countries manipulating the price of silver, they wouldn't be able to do it because no one would want their currency anymore because it's literally valueless. So they wouldn't be a big player in it, and all the billionaires who have a lot of U.S. dollars wouldn't be able to do it either. Now, of course, the really smart and the very rich have, accounts in other countries that are much more stable than the U.S. So certainly there would be still manipulation going on from other countries, but it would certainly bring up the price for that reason. Plus, the demand would spike up in this country as people realize its true value, and you would be one of the few people that had it, So definitely put you ahead of everybody else, which is my second point, is that in terms of, it really, I guess in terms of just overall, it really sets you apart from other people. That's my second thing I want to discuss here, is that, the average person is not going to be nearly as financially secure or even as financially intelligent as you are. I'm talking about the average person. Obviously, even if you invest in silver, there's certainly going to be people smarter than you. But in terms of most people, especially in countries like the U.S., most people don't really care enough to understand finances and the like. So therefore, you are going to be set apart from most of the other people who are just, every day going to their dead-end job and just, following what everyone else is doing. You'll be miles ahead of those people when you have silver. And, yeah, I mean, basically that's what it really does for you, is it does set you apart from other people. And not only in terms of actually, the direct benefits, but as well as the indirect ones of the learning process that goes on from silver. As you invest in silver, you'll learn a lot. I certainly have learned an insane amount. It's just not even just about finances, but just it taught me a lot of life lessons, like taught me about patience, and thinking about the long run as opposed to the short run, all that good stuff. That's really something that it has done for me personally, and I think it can do for you as well. Now, my third point I want to talk about is that, and this is one that might not necessarily seem important at first, but I think you'll understand, is that, if you have your currency in silver, you can't spend it on frivolous things. And I know, well, I could just save the money and not spend it in the first place, Why do I need silver to do that for me? And honestly, it just takes away the temptation to spend that currency you have on other things, as well as, I could understand. You see, you might think it's not necessarily a good thing that silver can be used as money yet, but I think that it is a good thing in the sense that, it does keep you from making purchases that might be frivolous, and it also will help you, I feel, cut down on the amount of money you're spending, which these kind of things I feel go together. So still a third point here is that, it will help you not only to stop spending money that you don't need to be spending, but also it is a very sound investment and just a good way to hold currency. Now, the fourth reason I believe you should invest in silver is that it's really one of the easiest commodities to get into. And this is for somebody who's looking to invest in something but doesn't know what to invest yet. I feel silver is better than pretty much any other commodity on earth because of a few reasons. For one, I feel as though it's the most undervalued commodity. Therefore, I think it has the most potential to grow over time. Also, I believe that silver is one of the easiest commodities along with other precious metals to get into. And once you get deeper into it and you devote a lot of time to it, you'll realize it's not all super easy, but anyone can go out and buy a 5-ounce silver bar as long as you know whatever the price is. It's really easy to not get scammed on them if you know what you're doing. And you don't even really have to be an expert. Like I said, just know whatever the current price is and know if it's a good deal or not. Buy from reputable sources and you're good. You can get generic bullion easy. And once you start to get a little bit deeper into silver investing, you'll start to try to look for the better deals if you are into that type of thing, like especially on constitutional silver. Really is where you're going to be seeing good deals pop up sometimes, and you will begin to look for them, at least as I personally have. And I found some good deals along the way, but that does take a little bit more time, not quite as easy. And also, you will need to get an understanding of what numismatic markets are up and down, but getting raw, just pure silver is really not difficult to do at all. It's very accessible for beginners. And there's a great community to help you out, too. There's a lot of people who are willing to help you with silver investing along the way. Me personally, if you ever have any questions, maybe I can answer them directly, or I can make a video about them for you if it's a big enough topic, or just something that you want to see on my channel, and then I can definitely do that for you. And there's many other people as well who are willing to help you and guide you through the journey of beginning with silver investing. And like I said, it's really not super difficult. Once you get into it, you'll realize it's pretty easy to do. Most people could pick it up, and it just takes a little bit of time if you're looking for the great deals. But other than that, you should be pretty much good, I think. So the fifth and final reason why I believe you should invest in silver is there's not too many people doing it yet, and you can have a lot of potential to make a huge profit if you know what you're doing. So this is not going to apply to generic bullion unless the price were to bubble. However, in the numismatic world, there is a lot to be made. You look at eBay, and with selling on there, you can make killings if you know what you're doing. If you know how to, basically, make your ads seem way better than what they really are, and get them overvalued. Because if you're doing the right thing with silver on there, people are willing to pay a lot more than what it's truly worth. And if you know how to pick up silver, you can pick it up for its true value, and there you go. The people that are buying it from you won't even be upset because they think that they're getting a good deal on silver. If you know how to work the system, I guess you could say, whatever you want to refer to it as, it doesn't really matter. But there's a lot of people who are ignorant when it comes to silver and are willing to pay you a lot more than it's worth. So there's just a huge potential for you out there to make a lot of currency on it, which you can put into silver or other forms of investing. Whatever you're going to do with it doesn't really matter, as long as you do have to realize that it's not quite that easy, because you have to obviously have a way to ship out all this stuff, and you have to realize that when it comes down to it, you're never going to make, unless you get really lucky and find some kind of insane key date coin, you're never going to make an insane amount from silver. But it definitely is some good money to acquire on the side, I'd say. But anyway, that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Peace, love, and much respect.